Hello. So I'm of uh, mix of two ethnicities. Like I keep repeating this in my videos. Like Mandinka from my father's side and Fulani from my mother's side. And it's interesting. Like I tend to be neutral when it comes to like the politics in Guinea, and I'm all about unity. It just you know I don't choose a political party. I'm not into that. Like I wish they had a political party where in Guinea where it's all about unity and just bringing people together. Like I don't see that as if like I don't see that. So basically, this video is about what I feel like the future of the Fulani people in West Africa. They're in dozen countries, from Mauritania all the way to Sudan. But uh, being somewhat bilingual and coming from a mixed family. For example, my family in the long run, I feel like eventually it will just become a subgroup of the Fulani people. That's where I see us going down. Because my family, we just keep marrying Fulani women. You know? um, and like I see the Fulani communities in all these other different countries. Like I see them disappearing. I'm sorry to say this, but I see them disappearing because in Mauritania, for example, I see them just losing their language and just being absorbed maybe into the Arab speaking people over there. In Senegal, that's already happening. There's a whole Wolofization happening there, and Wolof is becoming the dominant language and culture. Guinea-Bissau, what is Creole, the Portuguese Creole. Sierra Leone is Creole as well. Uh, Nigeria, which has the largest Fulani, most of them don't even speak the Fulani language or Fulfulde. More than 10 million people, and they they look Fulani, but they don't even speak the language. Uh, all these other countries, Benin, Togo and Niger, I feel like Burkina Faso, Mali, I see them just being absorbed by the the larger ethnic group or the most spoken language or the dominant culture of that country. Like I see that happening, except two countries, um, Cameroon, which I feel like is in second position. The northern part of Cameroon, the Fulfulde language and culture is dominant. From my studies, and it's the most spoken African language in Cameroon. And politically, there's a lot of Fulani politicians there, so that's a good thing. And I don't see them disappearing over there. I see them absorbing other minority ethnic groups that live next to them, and they will just become larger and larger. And because they even have news channels in Cameroon, they have news channels, their music, they have a whole cinema going over there. So, I don't see them disappearing. The first one is Guinea. I feel like Guinea is the only country in West Africa where if you mix with the Fulani people there, there's a 67% chance your descendant will be Fulani speakers, or they will just be absorbed by the Fulani community, or just being a subgroup, like the way I see my family, that the way I see what's happening to my family, my Mandinka family. I feel like it's the only, because I've seen a lot of mixed people, like for example, Gerze and Fulani. they will just forget the other side and just adopt the Fulani culture and language. And most of them want to marry within the Fulani community. So that's how they winning people over, just absorbing them. And they have a strong media, strong entertainment. Music is the dominant, and if they get it right with the politics, where they have a leader that's more a political party that's more inclusive, that's more understanding of other ethnic groups, that's more there's no ethnocentrism there, where and there's trust, like other communities can trust that political party and its intention. If that happens, they will literally dominate Guinea, because economically they're already dominant, and that would be a Fulani hub in West Africa. Guinea would be, if they get it right, it would be a Fulani hub in West Africa, and they could export that culture, their dialect, their Fulani dialect, to other West African countries, where they could be like something similar to Egypt, where Egypt, even though Arabic is not their mother tongue, but Egypt today is the dominant one out of all the Arab countries. They're the point of reference. They get, all the other ones get their media, their inspirations from Egypt. All of them understand the Egyptian dialect, So that could be that, for the Fulani people, the Fulani dialect, or Fular, could be something similar to the other Fulani community, where they look up to them. They influence other Fulani communities. They could export their language, their dialect, their lifestyle, their food, to these other communities, to these other Fulani communities, not only within Guinea, and they could be the point of reference. Like, if you talk about Fulani, the first thing that will come to your mind is the Fulani from Guinea. Like, if they get it right, that could happen, and wake up the other Fulani communities where they could be proud of speaking the language, and like I said, export all these things and dominate. Like, I wanted the same thing for my Mandinka side, but I feel like Bambara already has an edge. Like, I don't think they can catch up to it. The way Bambara dominate in Mali, the language, culture, and if they keep exporting that to Guinea and all these Manding speaking places, I don't see the Malinke of Guinea. I don't see the Mandinka language of Guinea, doing the same thing, because Bambara already has an edge, and so I think that's something to think about.